The best address on TV is inspired by private property. Start your search for property now on privateproperty.co.za.
In Win a Home, one lucky viewer will stand the chance of winning the biggest ever home prize on SATV. Tonight, we catch the wind, a few waves, raise the revs and ride the range, just to find the perfect location for our grand prize.
In January this year, we gave away a multi-million rand apartment in Cape Town, plus a luxury cabriolet to one lucky winner. Now that's pretty life-changing stuff.
The winner is Mohammed Haji.
Muhammad won a 5 million rand apartment, a sleek space with his own cinematic view of one of the 7 wonders of nature, Table Mountain.
Now we're doing it again, with myself, Maps Wapanyani, the effervescent Cindy Nell, and the bubbly Tumi Foster as your hosts. This time, the prize is worth even more, making it the biggest home prize ever on South African television. To stand a chance of winning, enter our weekly competitions online at winnerhome.tv. But first, let's answer the question on everyone's lips.
Where will our winner home be this year? Cape Town again?
Well, Pretoria is pretty cool. Could it be in our nation's capital city?
What about a pretty spot on the garden route? You've got to admit, it is beautiful.
Or could it be Jozi, the city of gold?
Great weather all year round with warm water. Maybe Durban is where it's at.
But then again, Port Elizabeth could also be an interesting choice. Let's investigate.
Our host in the friendly city of PE is Simon Bray, Chief Operating Officer of Private Property, South Africa's leading online property portal.
What better way to see PE than in a classic car?
Port Elizabeth is to South Africa what Detroit is to the States. This is Motor City.
Now, talking about the industry, how does this affect property?
The manufacturing sector in Port Elizabeth has always been a driver of the property market here. And with the announcement of the new Kucha development project just 20 minutes outside of Port Elizabeth, that's going to drive further investment, create thousands of jobs, so you can understand that trend continuing. Port Elizabeth is so much more than just an industrial town. You've got beautiful beachfront, quaint old buildings, and family-orientated suburbs like Lorraine, Palmer Park and Warmer.
Homes in Warmer fetch up to 3 million rand, but for entrepreneur Kuster Jack, that's just a bonus.
You've been living in Warmer for many, many years. What has made you fall in love with PE?
I love this suburb to start with. It's quiet, peaceful, and also, of course, staying in Port Elizabeth. You stay in a city where the quality of life is very good. It's an easy city. I mean, everybody knows each other. Also, we don't call it a 5-minute city for no reason. You could be on the beaches within 5 minutes to the airport, to the harbor. In the city center, you could be anywhere. And more than anything, I mean, I wake up every morning and take my dogs, go and walk on the beach, and it's one of the best experiences.
Kuster plays in Summerstrand. Here you'll find beachfront apartments selling from around 1 million rand, which buys you 365 sunrises a year from your balcony. Next, we head to Durban, that owns the weather we all wish for and the sea made for all year sports. No wonder it's ranked tops for travelers who want everything from culture to unusual thrills.
Simon, who's from Durban, has kick-started our tour with a bang.
Well, I know you love activities, so I thought let's start with Ballito, Durban's adventure capital. We can do some mountain biking, surfing, zip lining.
Not just any zip lining, it's Parazip, and I'm proud to say it's the first one in the world. And we're standing on 24 stories high. That's why we need a parachute to slow you down when you're going down. Have fun.
Club Ventures Parazip is a South African original. Life, or is that leaf, just flashes before your eyes for the 1.5 kilometer drop. But now, let's hit the beach.
This is what Ballito is all about. Beautiful beaches, Indian Ocean views, and a surf after work.
And over and above that, it's close to the airport, so it must be a developing area.
Yeah, this used to be a sleepy little holiday town, but it's really started to develop. The airport's moved in, and it's made Ballito one of the fastest growing municipalities in South Africa.
In In the last decade, Ballito's blossomed and the value of homes has risen over 10% per year. Sangha is a coastal icon with its working lighthouse, walkways, hotels, and sectional title complexes that average around 3 million rand per unit. Designer homes like these are valued at over 17 million rand.
This house invites you in and almost immediately invites you out again. This is an entertainer's dream.
Absolutely. This home is built for entertaining and effortless, easy family living. With your flow from your internal spaces, going out to your external areas with your beautiful feature pool.
It's so tranquil here. It's hard to believe that we are so close to the buzzing heart of Umhlanga.
One thing people don't consider enough is this idea of commute time. And in property decisions, that's so important. You don't want to spend hours a day in the car. You want to be at home with your family, enjoying your home. And this is something that this property particularly offers. 5 minutes from the new CBD just behind us. Fantastic.
Just 44 kilometers away from Umhlanga is the cool green suburb of Hillcrest. Interest in living here has rocketed as it offers proximity to the city, but with all the benefits of country life. Just ask its biggest fan, former Miss SA, Megan Coleman.
I'm so jealous that you live in this beautiful place.
And you should be jealous because it really is the most beautiful place in the country. I know I might be biased, but it's absolutely stunning here. I just love the nature here. I love that it's so green. I love that the air is so crisp and clean. And what's great about Hillcrest is its location. It's kind of halfway between Durban and Maritzburg. So from a business perspective, it's perfectly placed as well.
Next, on our quest to find our dream home location, we head to the garden route to sail, whale watch, and a putter about the greens with Elvis Blue.
Before we go there, remember, not only will we be giving away our Dream Home grand prize by the end of this series of Win a Home, but we will also be giving away fantastic prizes weekly.
It's Win a Home, the show on which one lucky viewer stands a chance of winning the biggest home prize ever on SATV. While Cindy and Tumi are hunting for the perfect location, Maps received property advice from Nedbank's Tim Ekanusi.
Wow, from up here you can see just how vast Johannesburg is.
It really is vast.
I really want to know who's buying property in South Africa and what are the trends?
Well, South Africans from all walks of life are buying property these days. We're looking at our client segments from affordable housing right through to your more affluent client. However, I will say that the fastest growing segments is definitely the young adults from the mass to middle markets, looking at property between 750 and 1.5 million. From a trend perspective, we've seen a lot of estate living and apartment living.
So what's your view on the property industry?
We're very positive about the property industry. We believe that it's important for these properties down here to hold good value. So we always encourage our customers to make sure that they're not overexposing themselves from an affordability perspective. For us, it's not just simply about the financing aspect of the property, but also making sure that customers are well educated about the ins and outs of what it means to be a homeowner or what it means to own property. We're looking to become the top financiers of homes for customers in South Africa.
Some solid advice there. But as to where the winner home is, well, that's still up in the air. Let's go join Simon and Cindy on the garden route.
Knysna has seen phenomenal growth recently, especially in the 750,000 to 1.5 million rand market.
A yacht is definitely the best way to see Knysna.
That's what makes Knysna such a unique property market in South Africa, is this amazing marina lifestyle. Probably the best example of it you're going to get anywhere along our coastline. You've got Teeson Island with the beautiful interlinking canals, 19 man-made islands. You can quite literally drive your boat up to your front door.
48 kilometers from Knysna, Wilderness offers an average property price of just under 2 million rand. But that won't stretch to a home with a front veranda practically on one of South Africa's most beautiful beaches.
Well, you can't get any better than this. I mean, these people are practically on the ocean.
Now, Wilderness is a lovely, lovely place. I mean, you're only 10 minutes from George, but it feels like you're really out here in the middle of nature. You can see why a lot of younger buyers are moving into Wilderness, bringing their families down here and viewing it as a safe place to leave them when they commute across the country for work.
Oh, that sounds like a perfect life, but I bet you there are no homes for sale here, because if I lived here, I definitely wouldn't sell.
Funny you mention that. I happen to know a website that we can use to check that out right now.
This home is listed on Private Properties website for 25 million rand.
I can't believe that this used to be a thatched cottage.
I know the owners have done a wonderful job in creating such beautiful open spaces, floor to ceiling glass, which allows one to capture the most beautiful views of the ocean and the mountains. And they've also created such wonderful cozy areas with fireplaces, warm underfloor heating where one can relax. Perfect spot for watching the whales. And on windy days, there's always something to do.
Wow, and I must tell you, I feel like I'm cheating on the other house, but Simon, I'm in love again. I want to stay here too.
Picking our dream home location is becoming a challenge. 20 minutes away in George, it's currently a buyer's market. But if Golf Estate life at Fancourt appeals, prices here start at 2.5 million rand.
Since I had to drink more salt water in Durban than I would have liked to, I thought I'd bring Simon somewhere a little more out of his comfort zone.
I heard that. You still got to hit the ball. Yeah, it's not bad, eh? I don't know how fair this is. You've clearly done this before and you virtually live on the golf course.
Yeah, my house isn't too far from here. Golf is a big thing to do in George. You don't have to be able to play, but there's a ton of courses here. The first time my wife and we came here and we just fell in love with the place. It's a great place to raise your kids. It's a nice mall. Airport is close by, so if I need to fly out for a concert, it's quite easy. And there's no traffic.
Brilliant.
Anyway, enough stalling. You're on, my man.
It's halfway over the water. Not bad. Oh, don't worry. You can always move to George and practice your golf here.
Hey! That's how it's done.
That's how it's done.
Next on Winner Home, we explore with DJ Fresh. Quad bike through Soweto, wake up and smell the coffee in Parkhurst, and get a satellite view of Joburg's booming north.
Because PPC gives you strength beyond the bag, we're with you on every build.
With every competition you take part in on Winner Home, you automatically get entered into a multi-million rand grand prize draw for the dream home. This week, one lucky viewer stands a chance to win 5,000 rands worth of Plascon paint. To be in the running, tell us, where did Cindy go sailing? Was it 1. Neisner or 2. Wilderness? Enter online or SMS the keyword Plascon, followed by your answer 1 or 2 plus your name to 33764. That's 33764. The competition closes midnight Wednesday, 27 August 2014.
One Winner Home viewer will win the grand prize, and one talented young designer will receive a 100,000 rand cash prize and a contract to work in the decor business. It's 4D, 4 young designers, 4 established designers as mentors, and 4 different apartments where the contestants will show their skills.
Competition breeds excellence, and our 4D competition is going to be the best of the best. South Africa's top up-and-coming designers going head-to-head in a reality design competition like no other. But before I can tell you more, I have to look the part.
This is where they'll be competing on site, showing what can be done with both off-the-shelf and custom-designed creations.
Our 4D designers will be paired up with a South African master of interior design, and each of the young designers will be given an apartment like this to decorate. This will happen room by room, challenge by challenge. They will be given a blank canvas like this to create something magnificent. Each week, with the aid of their mentors, our 4D designers will be given a room and a limited budget to transform each space and make it their own, from bedroom to bathroom to lounge and kitchen. Let's meet our 4D designers, South Africa's masters of interior design.
Natabi Daukubong from Didau Interiors.
What are you looking for in a young designer?
I'm looking for somebody who has passion. What we do is creating personal spaces. So your own unique style has to come through in the forefront. I'm looking for innovative designs that are future thinking and that are going to take design out of the box.
Our next mentor, Abeline Brody from Head Interiors.
I would love to work with someone who is creative and who has a passion for design, but who can also make a space feel comfortable and feel lived in, and it needs to be a functional space that they end up with.
Meet Amanda Elliott from Design Collective.
What are you looking for in a young designer?
I'm looking for somebody that is true to themselves, that is inspiring to themselves and come up with beautiful ideas and not just copies what is out there, but comes up with their own creative style.
Our fourth mentor, Stephen Falk from Stephen Falk Interior Design.
I think what we'll be looking for is something new, something original, something cutting edge, and I think something amusing, and maybe something that can be commercially viable.
Well, there we have it from our final designer, Stephen Falk. Those are our 4D mentors, and all I can say is, let the games begin. A toast to new talent.
The winner home journey to find the right suburb for our grand home prize continues. Next is our country's hip-hopping hub, Jozi, where we catch up with DJ Fresh in Soweto, just outside Soccer City Stadium. Remember, to stand a chance to win the multi-million rand dream home, all you have to do is enter any of the competitions on the show.
You've always been known to be a big fan of Soweto.
Yeah. Wow, my first memory of Soweto, I think, was when I was 8 years old. Came to Joburg with my parents, and my uncle lived in Durban, Soweto. And yeah, we came to Soweto and I fell in love. So I think I've been in love with Soweto ever since.
Kwaito and jazz, all music that has got a big history here. You must have loved that as a child.
I think, flip. I grew up listening to a whole ton of music anyway. But I remember as a kid, a lot of what we now call house music was referred to as international before it was even, put into the house music genre. But yeah, I think Soweto is one of the many homes of jazz in this country.
In 20 years, Soweto has boomed. Now, 4 times the size it was in the 90s, it is home to proud residents, from artists, musicians, and entrepreneurs to corporate leaders. Houses here boast the highest average prices in the affordable housing segment countrywide.
We have arrived in the most famous street. This is the sign language of Vilakazi Street. Mr. Mandela used to live in the street, and Mr. Desmond Tutu.
Nelson Mandela lived here during the 40s and 50s, and tourists come to walk a short way in his giant steps. That increases the value of houses here in Orlando West. And of course, you can't leave Vilakazi Street without a bite to eat at Sakumzi's African restaurant.
Yeah, no, Soweto is a fantastic place. It's certainly transformed itself from historic township to bustling city. 2 million residents now. Over a third of Joburgers actually live in Soweto, so it's impossible to ignore it if you're profiling the city. Property market in Soweto also booming. You've got great access to the city. You've got thriving little retail districts like this. And affordability is great. You've got working professionals moving into Soweto because you can just buy so much more property for your money.
Offering authentic township food, owner Sakumzi Makubela invites you to taste his world and feel the vibe. His special takeaway.
Hi, Sakumzi. I was actually just saying to Simon that you've won us over with this delicious food. How has Soweto changed over the years?
Yes, Soweto has grown a lot in the past years. When we started 2001, we had 4 people working here at Sakum's restaurant. Today, we have employed 71 people working here full-time. After the 1994 elections, people have changed. More restaurants are growing in Soweto, and indirect jobs created is the other restaurants that have opened in Vilakazi Street. We've got people selling craft. So yes, Soweto is growing.
Parkhurst, at an average of 2 million rand for a home and with rates low in relation to property size, is a plum suburb. Crisscrossed with charming tree-lined streets and avenues, residents are spoilt for choice. Owners of homes here can simply walk to their favorite restaurant or coffee shop.
Well, Simon, you're the closest to the top.
3 kilos raw beans going in.
Guys, this is a 3-kilo roaster. Like what these are now roasting the coffee. The maximum temperature that it can roast at is 225. More than 225, it burns the coffee. Here, this is the cooling pin. That's where it all cools down. And when it's finished cooling down, I take it out.
Once the beans are cooled and rested, it's as easy as grind, press, and pour.
The winner home brew. And if all else fails, we can become barristers. Cheers.
Cheers.
We have looked at the property market in 4 of South Africa's top cities. Now it's time for that compass point to stop spinning. Where will our dream home be?
Visiting all the wonderful suburbs around the country was great, but I must admit, I'm leaning towards a home in a lifestyle estate.
Where would I like our winter home to be? Well, I'm an urban kind of girl, so as long as it's in a city, I'm happy.
I have it on good authority that Johannesburg could just be that place.
Like I said, I like cities, but Port Elizabeth is also a city.
Do you know where the grand prize, our multi-million rand dream home, will be? A hint, Tumi, Cindy and Maps are all correct, in some way or another.
Tune in next week to find out where the biggest home prize ever on South African television will be. And remember, if you enter any of our weekly competitions, you will automatically be entered into that final draw for this grand prize. See you again next week Thursday at 8 p.m. on SABC3. Repeat Saturdays at 3:30 p.m.
To stand a chance of winning this week's 5,000 Rand cash prize, tell us where you think the home will be. Is it 1 on our beautiful South African coastline or 2 in one of our magnificent inland destinations? SMS the keyword winner home followed by your answer 1 or 2 plus your name to 33764. That's 33764. Entries close midnight Sunday 24th of August. T's and C's apply.
It's clear, Winner Home is the show to watch as we mingle reality with real estate. But the highlight is the multi-million rand home prize, which must be won. See you next week.
The best address on TV is inspired by private property. Start your search for property now on privateproperty.co.za.